Lesson 3. Get clear on what's really going on. When emotions run high and life feels messy, clarity is often the first thing to disappear. You might find yourself reacting quickly, spiralling into self-doubt, or feeling stuck in confusion. And in those moments, it's hard to tell what's true, what's helpful, and what's just noise. This lesson is about reclaiming that clarity. You're going to learn how to separate facts from stories, identify your emotional triggers, and use a powerful set of coaching questions to move from confusion to grounded insight. Because when you can name what's really going on, not just what you fear is going on, you take back your power. You see, clarity is a superpower. When you're in the thick of stress or emotional intensity, it's often the first thing to go. We've all been there. In the middle of a meeting or conversation, something happens and suddenly you're triggered. Maybe someone questioned your decision, or you misread a tone, or you forgot something important, and before you know it, your thoughts are racing. They think I'm not good enough. I've messed up everything again. I'm falling apart. In those moments, your nervous system is activated. Your brain switches from reasoning and reflection into survival mode. There's the part of your brain that's responsible for logic, perspective, and decision making, and it literally powers down. Meanwhile, the other part of your brain, which is reactive, takes over. This is where thought traps thrive. Thought traps, or cognitive distortions, are like mental shortcuts gone wrong. They're fast, automatic, and often exaggerated. Psychologists have mapped dozens of these, and some of the common ones include catastrophizing, instantly imagining the worst case scenario, mind reading, assuming you know what someone else is thinking, and obviously it's negative, emotional reasoning, believing something is true simply because you feel it strongly, black and white thinking, seeing things as all good or all bad, with no in between, personalization, taking responsibility for things that aren't yours to carry. When these distortions kick in, we don't see clearly. Our thoughts, emotions, assumptions, and fears all blend together, creating a storm of inner noise. And in that storm, your confidence can crumble. Decision making becomes cloudy. Your inner coach disappears, and the inner critic takes the mic. So, how do you find your way back to clarity? This is where self-coaching comes in. It gives you the tools to slow the spiral and re-engage with the part of the brain that's going to help you. One of the most effective tools is a set of 3 coaching questions. They act like a lens, helping you zoom out and make sense of what's really going on. So question 1, what's really going on here? This helps you pause and check the full picture. Not just how you feel, but the bigger context. Are you tired, under pressure, preoccupied? Sometimes the problem isn't the solution. It's the state you're in when it hits. Question number 2. What do I know for sure? And what am I assuming? Here you're separating fact from the story. For example, fact, they haven't replied to my message. Assumption, they're ignoring me because I did something wrong. This question trains your brain to challenge assumptions and stay grounded in what's true. And question number 3, what part of this is mine to own and what's outside my control? This helps you draw a boundary between responsibility and remuneration. When you stop trying to control everything, especially other people's thoughts or reactions, you regain your energy and focus. These 3 questions form a core self-coaching practice. You can use them in a journal, in a quiet moment before bed, or in real time, even in the middle of a challenging conversation. With practice, they become part of your inner language. And when that happens, even on tough days, you'll find yourself feeling clearer, stronger, and more in charge of how you show up. I want you to go through a bit of a guided practice. So if you're ready, I'd like you to close your eyes now and think of a recent moment that left you feeling foggy, reactive, or unsure. Maybe it was a conversation that spiraled, or a piece of feedback that stung, or a decision you've been putting off. Put yourself firmly back in that moment and ask yourself, what's really going on here? What do I know for sure, and what am I assuming? What part of this is mine to own, and what's outside my control? Take a few moments to really understand this situation by asking yourself those 3 questions. What do you notice, and where did clarity return? In our next lesson, we'll build on this clarity by looking at how to shift the story, how to catch limiting thoughts and reframe them into something more helpful, believable, and empowering. This is where self-coaching really starts to move forward.